The Salad Bar in red. Malphite TF taken away from eHamda. Velocity don't even want that one. They're actually, you know, we'll take out TF for you guys.
I like the stretches from Velocity here. They're relaxing. You have to
make it a V.
You have to keep loose. Yeah, there we go. It's team spirit. You have to keep relaxed in these games threes because this is all about the adaptation. We saw both of them win with, you know, similar ideals and sticking to their game. Now it's all about the tiny changes that you can make to throw the other team off and clinch the third and decisive map. It looks like similar stuff coming out though. All those bans we've seen before, they still, first out of the gate, they do not want to let Hirshin get a Malphite because he loves building tanky like we said, and he loves being the initiator.
Wow, so the Salad Bar super respecting Thresh, and right away Chris is like, dude, Renekton last time, I'ma rock that.
He had fun on Renekton.
Yeah.
He was just in the entire team getting whatever he needed done. The rest of Salad Bar were just always running in fear. They weren't trying to kill that crocodile. They were just trying to escape it, and he did not let them.
Didn't indeed. So now Salad Bar's turn to make some choices here. Of course, his Thresh is gone, so ArcZ needs to make a new choice here. Looking at Sona right now, and you've got to wonder, do they take away that Nasus Bash brother? Do they take away the old comp?
That's what I was looking at. They're leaving open the second part of Velocity's you know, strategy from last game where they had that early game objective control like Darius was talking about. TSB are usually the ones picking up more of the kills in these trades, and Velocity are usually the ones getting all the objectives. It's a great, Nasus is a great tool for picking up those objectives, and it looks like both teams are going to stay true to their styles. Go Zero back on that Xin Sao, probably going to be back making a lot of visits to that mid lane, trying to get eHamda ahead early so that he can actually pull a game more like game one where he was making the moves on Twisted Fate and being aggressive.
Okay, so similar teams here for the Salad Bar. You got to wonder, is that going to be a mistake this time? When they ran 4 or 5 last time, it didn't work out. We'll see what kind of rate they keep this time around. Velocity Esports happily revisiting a lot of their champions here. Nasus once again, and they've gone back to that game 1 support, Zyra.
You know what I love about Zyra against Salad Bar is that she is one of the best counter initiates in the game, and that's on your support. You're filling a huge role there, and there's a lot of responsibility on Evanescus to get a good Stranglethorns out because Salad Bar are going to be, they're usually diving into your team, and you know, makes it, you know, fairly easy to land a nice Stranglethorns to get that pop-up. Xin Sao, he has plenty of ways to get into the team fight. He doesn't usually want to get out of it.
Well, it looks like a couple of changes, though, this time here from the Salad Bar. Maybe they don't even want to dive in so much because with Twitch in the background as a potential and Jace for the poke here as well, this is a new team for the Salad Bar.
Jace, definitely one of the stars. That's sort of, a lot of people say, you know, he's hidden, but most of the top laners now are like, yeah, you know what my secret is? I have Jace. If everybody has Jace as their secret, it's not really a secret here. So he's going to pull that one out. He's great at poke. We've just seen so many people make use of every single ability. The champions that can change forms and gain access to more abilities just always look like they're more flashy and can make more spectacular plays.
Yeah.
So Jace is definitely one of those, and it does add that poke and disengage that you were referring to.
So Velocity have come back a lot to their old roots here. They've got Lux here. That actually worked very, very well for them last game, but they've gone back to the Draven grabbed here. And I'm actually sad they picked up Lux, so I would have loved to see Valrose on Zyra, because it'd be very fitting player name and champion.
Valrose could still use Zyra, and they could go with a support Lux if they were listening to you and they wanted to make Freak's dreams come true, which most people do.
Sure.
But yes, Maple Streak back on Draven is going to be really fun. This probably won't catch DKB off guard this time. Last time he went down early to that Bleed Ignite combo, so they're definitely going to be watching out for that early level 2 because blue side, Draven bot, that's very dangerous. You either want to stop them from doing double golems, switch your duo lane out of that lane, or at least do wolves. So there's going to have to be something going on early game here for the Salad Bar. And it's not going to be a top lane Jace, it's going to be eHamda on Jace. So he's going to be spending a lot of time in hammer form to get the early beatdown because he is a aggressive forward playing character, not a poker.
So early game, Jace versus Lux. Who takes that matchup?
That's skill shot. That's literally, that's a skill matchup here, because those are the tools that they have available to them. The bindings that come out could mean death for eHamda. But likewise, if eHamda plus goes 0 are able to land the combo, Lux is extremely squishy. And the shield early game is not that giant, life-saving giant shield that it turns into. So it's pretty easy to get a nice combo and burst Lux down that early game. We'll have to keep up the ward game. We saw it so many times between these two. They put a lot of emphasis on the early wards, especially in the middle.
Okay, so here we go, guys, into the game in the near future. You're seeing Velocity Esports in blue, the Salad Bar in red. Game 3, this means everything. The most important single game of these players' lives, because it means the chance to go into the LCS. We're into the game. Oh, man, here it comes. That's all I can say. Just, it's starting.
Oh, here it comes. And they're off to the races. 1 red elixir. Guess who bought it?
eHamda with the red elixir.
Yes, no surprise there. He even bought one on Twisted Fate. So glad to see he's sticking to his guns. Gonna go aggressive. Gonna look for kills. And Lux is gonna have to pay attention, because Ghost Zero will not hesitate. Probably right after double buffs. He'll make repeat visits to that mid lane. And if she is ever without her flash, she had better have both sides of that mid lane warded.
Well, then for her sake, I think she's going to have to hope that eHamda does stick to his guns. If he goes to hammer, she's going to get slowed and knocked back. So that will be a rough one. But in the meantime, right now, it is actually aggression from the Salad Bar. They're actually poking out with the gun right there, putting wards down, making sure they can see what's going on. But Velocity knows that early ward did come down from Arx's Slash. We'll see if they counter ward it.
Velocity do the exact same level 1 every single time here. And that is very dangerous. If they actually end up getting through to the LCS, they're going to have to mix it up, because LCS teams will make you pay for predictability. That is a huge weakness that they will have to shore up if they do want to continue. This very defensive start, though, will be more forgiving, and it'll be a bit harder for teams to make you pay for that, because you're spending all your money, you're getting the vision on the sides, and they'll just have to coordinate something to do a counter. Meanwhile, it's the classic Wolf start here for the 2 solo laners, and it is going to be that switching of the duo lanes, so that we don't have a repeat of game 1 where Maple Street just gets first blood at 3 minutes.
Well, this could be interesting, of course. Right now, it's going to be Kennen with a little bit of Wolf experience going down to the bottom lane here. He will be facing up against that 1 versus 2. Ghost Zero getting help from Arx's Slash, takes away, actually smites away his own red. So not a lot of support on that one. And meanwhile, NK Inc. did get a smiteless pull. So a little bit of difference here between these 2 junglers. Yeah,
and they give a little bit more experience to the solo laners by having them start the Wolves and share that. It'll help out a little bit. You can see eHamda level 2, Valrose level 1, and already there he goes, taking advantage of it.
And just a lot of damage in the hammer from you. Called that one exactly right. He's just going in for that battle. Again, looking for pressure right here. Can he get the... Not going to quite shoot Valrose in the face just yet, but certainly scaring Lux away, and she's actually getting zoned out of experience range.
Yeah, eHamda's got a great feel for tower range there. He's just stepping on the very edge where the defenses will start to target you, but not overstepping his bounds. Getting as much zoning as he can on Valrose and holding off that level 2 as long as possible.
Oh, there we go. Level 2 has been picked up, though, so this could be the first opening for Valrose to do something useful in this mid lane. Actually, we've already seen that Ghost Zero went down to the bottom lane to hold on for Hirshin and keep that turret from going down early.
We saw him do this before, too. When Hirshin is on that Kennen, he needs help in the early levels to hold his turret, but after he gets up there past level 5, he's done a great job of wave clearing and keeping off the duo lanes, keeping his turret alive longer.
Well, right there, Chris and NK Inc. actually beautifully clear that entire wave, though it all goes to Nasus. Chris tried everything low, and then Spirit Fire was like, yoink, thanks for the gold.
Yeah, so Chris gonna be starving a little bit early here. Only 5 minions down for him. And he also did not start with any wards. The Cloth 5 means that if Ghost Zero wanted to make a jungle gank up to that top lane and do a 3 versus 1 tower dive. If Nasus will ever leave his brother, then it would be a lot easier to pull off because there's no vision here for Chris.
All right, so we had actually just seen that eHonda looked for a gank at the bottom lane right as a ward was timing out, and they saw it and they backed right off. Now NK Ink's been spotted as well. They're just holding onto that lane, 2 versus 2. Honda already using his red elixir, takes an ignite from Vile Rose, but is still trying to fight. There comes a shock blast. Nice dodge by Lux. And Vile Rose will hold on to this lane pretty well.
There's a little scare tactics here coming out from Vile Rose with the igniting a half HP Jace there, trying to get him off. Ghost Zero walking right past the ward. You can tell he wants to make the visits to the mid lane, try and take down the squishy Lux, but the wards, oh the wards, Vile Rose not going to leave himself blind.
He is not indeed. So far those mid lane ganks, that camp, that tent that's been pitched there by Ghost Zero, just it's not letting him really go anywhere. He's not found anything at all. And you actually heard the interview from Meteor say that, you know, the #1 thing that I see American junglers do wrong is waste time. And right now is exactly what VES is trying to have Ghost Zero do.
Yeah, he's so desperate for some early action here that he's falling really far behind Nasus. The main thing that's keeping Nasus ahead, though, he's a top laner now. He's not actually jungling. So, you know, he's shot up there with 21 minion kills, but those are lane minions. And those are just taken right out of Chris's pockets.
Okay, so we've seen, of course, that Ghost Zero is doing the exact same thing. Finally has shown his way back up there. Of course, Vile Rose just wave clearing after eHonda already backed once. And this Jace has gone Doran's Blade Longsword. So we normally see tier from champions like this, but he's going for early attack damage.
Yeah, he wants to get that burst down. His red elixir is still going to be ticking for another minute here. So he still has the potential to 100% burst down a Lux. And he wants to catch him off guard. Maple Street fighting off Ghost Zero.
A lot of damage right there. Ignite was on the flash away. Oh, the jukes from Ghost Zero trying to run away. Hirishin still in the damage from Maple Street. Nuh-uh, first blood going over there. Ghost Zero falls down as well. Evaniscus finds the second, great opening, but Hamda is coming in from behind, and he's cutting off Maple Street and co. Does not land the Q. There's the flash. Maple and Evaniscus trying to run away. Flashes away from that. Picked up there by eHamda and gives the assist over to his teammate.
Ooh, Maple Street does end up burning his flash before going down, so they were able to answer back a little bit, but man, you could hear the shouting there. The drill sergeant, you don't mess with Maple Street's Draven. Every time they've come at him early, he's got first blood.
And it has just worked so well for him. But now NK Inc. and Chris are just farming away in this top lane. They're now at least equal in minion kills, 25-24. But yeah, top lane Nasus is working pretty well.
Top lane duo up here. They're actually both about to be level 6 here. Chris almost there. And they're going to go for the dive before he even hits it.
The Withers on. The exhaust comes by as well. The laser comes back. Nice flash from DK BNet. But do they have the damage? Chris on the other side. BNet does fall down. The beautiful turret aggro juking right there from Velocity Esports, and Vile Rose still wants to hold on to this one, and Arxie Slash is just stuck alone up there. Vile Rose actually had to flash away from the turret. Arxie Slash actually holds on to this one beautifully.
Yeah, great job by Sona there. You know, at least came out with a flash, but it looks like eHamda gonna be a little bit too late to this party. Nobody gonna go. Oh! What? Nobody took that for him. You had to see that coming. I thought they were gonna block it. And I'll have to eat my words there. Chris does end up going down. Crocodile boots for eHamda.
He waited so long for that one too. Like, you saw him come up from the river.
Yeah, we wrote him off. Yeah, well, he's not going to get anything. Too late. Yeah. No, just kidding.
Nasus popped ult for health. Lux shielded. He was like, all right, that's fine. I don't want you guys. Wait for the shield to run out. Finds it. And now they've got turret pressure. Here comes Ghost Zero as well. The top lane junglers just making their resurgence here. And this could be the first turret of the game going for the salad bar.
Yeah, you called out the longsword Doran start instead of the tier. It shows right here. He got the kill, but he's out of mana now. They definitely get the pressure advantage. Bottom is going to be in a lot of trouble here, though. Kennen actually using his ulti just to try and keep them off.
He does do some damage, but he's at a half as well, so this could be a little risky. Maple Street, nope, still just hitting the turret down. He's actually happy to keep hitting that one, so they will answer turrets here. A 1-to-1 in turrets, 3-to-2 in kills. Whew, that was close, but of course so is the game.
Yes, no surprise here. Another very close game. eHamda really doing some cleanup work here. He's roamed down bottom, picked up that kill. He's roamed up top, picked up that kill. He's really the only, saving grace for Salbar right now. If it wasn't for E-Honda's roaming, they would be sort of dead in the water.
Well, but he does do very well so far. He's 2-0. He's got 2,800 gold, almost 2,900 gold. And there we go. He sees Vile Rose. He finds another battle right here. But look at the pressure. Velocity steals away the blue buff. But the Salbar might not be done just yet. They know that Dragon is up. Look for some pressure. Nice singularity comes across Hamda. He's going to land some poke. Vile Rose down below half health. Is that going to be enough to make some pressure? I believe they're actually starting Dragon here. Yep,
Space Jace on the chase, able to poke him off of the Dragon, and they're going to just burn this one right down. It could be a Smite Wars here as NK Inc. is circling around the back.
There's the width. They've got to be a little bit careful. DK BNet shows up as well. Arxie Slash down very low on health, but Chris will pick that one up. Uh-oh, there is Draven off on the side. Middle Street taking a bunch of payment. Hirishin in the battle as well. He cleanses away. Goes 0 in on the mix, and there's the kill. Honda picks that up, making it 3 for 3. 3-0 on this Jason. He's going to go in on Evidence, and look at the shock blast there. Will he make it 4? BNet finds a kill into Vile Rose, and yes, a double kill picked up. Now BNet running away from NK Inc. This battle is not done. Oh, nice Spirit Fire picks up 4-5. His game is very close, and Chris is still pushing the top lane.
Can't crawl fast enough. They did get the Dragon, though. Goes 0 with some good smite work there. Chris, alone time in top. He's been able to shove this one all the way into the second turret. Pretty even trade and pretty even gold.
Oh my gosh, 14.5. These teams just could not be more evenly matched. But what's kind of worth pointing out here is how concentrated the gold is on the Salad Bar. He's got 3,800. The man is rich. He's got bling for days. It's just on E-Honda at this point.
He's been the playmaker. Like I said, he's been cleaning up both top and bottom, making sure that his teammates do not die for nothing. He is under a bit of pressure there from Maple Street, but Shock Blast and Acceleration Gate means he's able to get out of this one. He has a blue buff, and he has that tier now.
And that is going to be the Mana Jace. We see Miramana so often from him. That's where he's going to head right now. DKB and Arxie Slash, they've moved now to the middle lane here. So new lanes have come out here from the Salad Bar, whereas Velocity are pretty much holding on to what they had before.
Yeah, and we have some new lanes here, but Kennen, he's doing exactly the same. Darius was talking about he loves haunted guys. Every Kennen gets haunted guys. Not this Kennen. He's sticking with his Rejuve Bead build into the Zanyas and the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, going extremely tanky. He wants to be able to stay in the middle of a team fight, get full use out of his ultimate, try and get off as many stuns as possible, and be just more CC oriented than looking for those kills.
All right, well, Vile Rose finds himself a little bit of damage there onto E-Honda, but it looks like Jace is not really too scared right now. He and Hirishin are looking around in this mid lane, looking for some pressure. Oh my gosh, Vile Rose down below half health with a damage output there. They're liking that one.
When all your damage is focused on your poke character, it's a huge boon to your sieging potential here. As you can see, they don't waste any time grouping up in this mid. A blue buff Jace with a Merman already means that they will play this poke game as long as possible, continuing to land those on the back line. No blue buff for Vile Rose means it'll be hard for them to answer back and keep up.
Well, this could be difficult. Of course, Chris has shown up as well. Actually, no, Chris has left again. I take that back. Right now, DK BNet is farming alone in the bottom lane. He's going to find Chris very, very soon. Of course, also Maple Street is farming up in the top. This turret taking some damage. BNet has to run back away. The Salad Bar going to continue their siege, though. This actually might be
4 versus
3
3
way in. Yeah, they've got a numbers lead here.
That plant just blocking the shock blast here.
Nice.
Evanescus growing himself some defenses in the mid lane, and they're able to ward off this aggression towards the mid turret. Maple Street has just been constantly pushing up this top. He is confident, and he's going to keep on going.
He is going to keep on going, and right now Maple Street, though, just looking for the gold, trying to scale on up. He was the really big factor last game for his team. We'll see if he is this time around as well. So I want to talk about that Twitch versus Renekton 1v1. This seems like a scary one for DKBNet.
Yeah, it definitely is scary. The Crocodile from last game giving him nightmares as he would not allow him to get away. Twitch has ambush, but it doesn't give him too much this early. The stun is going to do a lot, and the minion wave is here. That's always a helpful thing for Renekton, actually, because he's not quite really worried about the minion damage, but it's a great tool to enable him to get more distance with his slice and dice.
Okay, so this is something that is going to have to be a little bit scary here for DKB. The blue buff is back up. Velocity Esports, they're going to have pretty much secure control over this one. Give that one over to Vile Rose if nothing too crazy happens. Maple Street still farming away. He's made his way to the bottom lane this time around, as Dragon is up in a minute and a half, just farming away double golems. This guy's just taking gold all the way across the map.
DKB really does have to be careful because we also have Evaniscus joining Chris in this bottom lane, and even though he does have cleanse and flash, there's also a flash available for Chris. So you can just mirror the flash and try and follow him if they do get him into a bad spot. It looks like the ward coverage isn't going to be enough though for Velocity to continue their aggression in that bottom lane. DKB Net will happily pick up the rest of his farm.
Okay, so still scaling on through. 113 minions on Twitch. He says at 4,600 gold, but you compare that to from Maple Street, who's got 5,100 gold. So as far as that matchup is concerned, Velocity's in good shape.
The matchups are pretty good, but they haven't had the ward control around that dragon to get the objectives that they've been so keen on getting in all the other games. Right now, pink ward advantage here for TSB, and they don't. There will be no vision of the actual health of the dragon when that one does come up for Velocity. Good thing for them is they do have Lux, so like we said earlier, you can get that vision with your Lucent Singularity, and then Lux has just one of the best champion kits to steal away a dragon if she's able to land all of her abilities. Basically, all you have to do is spam out every single key at the dragon, and you can get 1,000 damage over there. So they, if Salad Bar decided to go for this one, they'll have to keep that Vile Rose combo in the back of their minds and factor it into their damage calculations.
Okay, so we'll see if they can get that one. Right now, Ghost Zero and Artsy Slash are taking away this dragon, and normally that's supposed to be Velocity Esports, and they're like, hey, this is what we do. Back on off. This dragon's us.
Yeah, meanwhile, top, we have this age-old battle of Hiroshin and Chris kiting each other. Wow, this shock blast going straight to Vile Rose's head right there. He might have to back off. If he recalled in vision of that ward, TSB would not hesitate to do the dragon, but makes the smart play going deep into the jungle and actually makes the recall. Salbar might even go for it without the vision.
Well, they do know that Vile Rose was low enough that he couldn't contest this battle at all. Plant comes off, and good guy Evaniscus is actually starting Dragon for them, but they're going to go in on NK instead. He flashes him, knock him back. Crescendo actually whiffs because of it, but they're going to fire in onto NASA. Can they do the damage? Ghost Zero gets a knockup. Ehonda helps to pick that one up. DKB in a bit of a rough spot, but with spray and pray, he's far enough away. And now what will Salbar go for? They've got a 5v4. There's no jungler, but they don't want a dragon.
No, you always have to worry about that Lux. Now she's back, and there's the laser. If she had waited just a little bit more. Ehonda very low, but he's a long-range character, and he could still fire those off to get vision. So both teams backing away from this dragon. Nobody has the tankiness left here, as Nasus did go down due to the face check, thinking that dragon is always his.
And it was
proved wrong.
He peed in the tree and everything, but apparently TSB just does not care. So Maple Street, again, farming up at the bottom lane. 150 minions. He is still scaling very well throughout this game, but he is not Twitch this time. Thank you, Freak. But he is not just... I don't think he's going to scale quite as hard as last game.
Who?
Maple Street, the
Maple
Draven.
Street? Yeah, I mean, that pretty much, that's all wrapped up in the champion. Everybody talks about the amazing game, early game of Draven, because he can go so aggressive and make use of his Wicked Blades plus Spinning Axe combo. But you're right, late game, he's a position-dependent AD carry, which is one of the biggest weaknesses that you can have when you're a squishy champion like that. If there's a shining white light on the ground indicating where you're going to be going in the next team fight, then the other team can definitely make you pay for that.
All right, now Chris is putting out some decent damage. Of course, he's getting poked back a little bit as well from Ehonda, who's got a heck of a lot of damage, by the way, with a BF sword picked up there. Again, the poke is still coming across. Hiroshin getting rid of some plants. A lot of wards on both sides here. Jeez, that shock blast. Vile Rose cannot be happy about this, as the pink ward control, though, a little bit in Velocity's favor.
eHonda definitely wants to keep on targeting Vile Rose with those. He is still very squishy. This Lux is built magic resistance with their Chalice of Harmony, just going for that mana regen. And since Jace is all AD poke here, he's going to be doing full damage.
Some good damage definitely coming through right now, and the Dragon has been started. The Salabar wanted to force an engagement. They've got a 800 gold lead right here. They want the battle to begin. They've got Twitch up on the backhand side. There's Velocity coming in. Evan is going to get a bunch of pain. There's a Crescendo. There comes everybody here. Hirshin right in the middle, and they get the kill on the Vile Rose. eHonda's in the back line. He's going to go down. Chris and NK Inc. wreaking havoc right now. So many deaths right away. DK BNet not in a great place. Chunked out, and Maple Street is still alive. TSB forced to run away, but here comes the Wither onto Hirshin. This could be bad. NK Inc. is there. They jump on in. Maple Street finds another kill, and now Velocity have tied it up 8-8, a 4-2 battle.
You have to land those crescendos for this team composition to work out for Salad Bar, because there is not a lot of beef on this team. They have to keep a good front line. They have to either keep distance or keep Velocity CC'd to allow eHonda and DKBNet to put their damage out from afar. But unable to land that CC means the two brothers, Nasus and Renekton, just able to man mode this one and destroy the team from within.
They did that so beautifully. So now 3 turrets to 2. Velocity have built themselves a real lead in this game. 2,400 gold, equal champion kills. They finally got the first dragon, and this is looking just so much better than it was in game 1 at least.
Still extremely close here. If TSB are able to play it more poke style, since they've changed and they've got Jace here instead of Karthus, then they still could easily swing around that next team fight. We've seen them do it before when they're behind in gold. They just have to adjust the tactics a little bit here. The only reason that TSB would want to pull one of those real hard engages like that is if they caught either Vile Rose or Maple Street out of position with one of those hard CCs, and they were sure they were going to kill that person instantly. Because even if you do kill that person, the damage over time here from Renekton and Nasus ultimates is really stacking up.
Right now you're seeing the kind of the poke come back and forth right now. Velocity Esports are here with a blue buff on their own mid laner, exactly mirroring what the Salabar has. But Vile Rose is happy to start playing more aggressively. They've actually got they're moving in towards the red buff here, but it looks like DK BNet is going to get that more or less uncontested. He's a little bit afraid as the rest of VES are moving around. And looks like, okay, he did pick up the red buff, but Zyra did see it. The push is coming through. They're going to look for eHonda. No. Here comes the fight. So much burst coming across. Chris just going man mode for this one. Honda not quite dead. The crescendo comes across. Will they have the team fight? DK BNet is there. Maple Street taking so much damage. He will fall over, but BNet's going to fall maybe as well. Yes, he does. NK Inc. in the back line. Chris there as well, not falling over. They found a 1 for 2 so far. Chris still not dead. Would you believe it? Hirshin trying to find the damage, and he just does not right here.
Save
there we go.
Me, bro.
Finally.
Save me, bro. NK Inc. leaves him to die, though.
Got another 4 for 2 for Velocity Esports.
Wow, he's just going to abandon. Oh, Hirshin does get bombed.
This could be bad. He has to pop Zonia's, but the rest of the team is there. Light binding and auto attack. That is an ace. Violet Rose is happy.
Yeah, he's definitely smiling right now, and that for good reason. That was a huge win for Velocity right there. You could see the crescendo only hitting one person. We said that was going to be crucial. He only landed it onto NK Inc., and that meant that the backline of Velocity, even under 2 turrets, they were in between the 2 turrets here, still coming out ahead because Chris and NK Inc. able to tank those turrets so easily. Look at the armor here on Chris. Again, he's building just almost completely tank. He's only got that extra damage from Sunfire there, but 176 armor, nothing to laugh at.
Not at all. So let's see where these guys are going right here. Velocity just still grouping up in that mid lane, getting rid of minions. Maple Street once again split off to the side to farm on that AD carry Draven and get himself through the game. The Salabar, they've got to kind of recollect themselves. They used to be winning every team fight. I mean, even in game 2, they were like winning team fights, but not quite winning the game. Suddenly, they're not winning team fights anymore. What do you do if you're Salad Bar?
Well, like I said before, you have to switch back your tactics here. You've changed your champions, and you need to play accordingly. We no longer have eHonda on the character that's going to jump in and start this whole massacre off himself. He's Jace. He wants to soften them up first, poke them down from the back lines. He can't be the one that's first initiated on and targeted. We saw him get caught there. Chris and Val Rose focusing down on him, basically making him a non-factor in that team fight. So if all our gold is on Hamda and he's on a champion that relies on poke, you got to play poke.
Let's see if they can do it right now. The Oracles is here from Evaniscus, and he is sweeping away the vision, trying to black out TSB, keep them from knowing what is going on. They're still pushing through the jungle. They're looking to strangle this game, and it's fitting that they have Zyra while doing it. They've now clamped down on this top turret. They're all here ready to push it down. This is going to be theirs.
Yeah, they've circled this one out, and they've claimed it as their own territory. A good zoning combo here from Evanescus.
Pushing them away, so the Salad Bar still trying to just regroup and find an opening here. They're down 4,000 gold now. DKBnet is rich, but you've seen the dive buddies just hamper him time and time again. He's 2, 4, and 3. They found kills onto that Twitch so often, Velocity. That is good for them so far.
Yeah, there's not much of an answer this game either for the Nasus and Renekton. They build full tank. They go straight in. They're diving deep onto TSB, and there's not much of an answer that TSB have. Their tank is Kennen. Kennen's going to be running in there, using his Slicing Maelstrom. After his ult wears off, he doesn't have many answers here. So the longer team fights are really just not coming through for them.
Well, it's going to be them to peel and play that poke game, as you said. The change of plans, if it can come through for them, and finally trying to fight around. DKB and Hiroshima still trying to get themselves some gold and scale on through. Nothing quite available on the map. Dragon in 27 seconds. And Velocity Esports, they're starting the ward control. They're getting themselves down there. Recalled back for items recently. They're sweeping out the lanes, getting them pushed, and ready for the next engagement.
So the problem with peeling against the Nasus and Renekton dive combo is that when Nasus and Renekton have their ultimates popped, if you're peeling them, then you're next to them, you're taking all that magic damage from their ultimates, and it burns your front line down quicker than their front line drops, and Maple Street will be happy to just murder your tanks while they're trying to peel Chris, and there will be no answer. You can see Maple Street, he's a short range AD carry, so he's looking to kill tanks. He's not looking to get to your back line. He's got Last Whisper, and he wants to penetrate armor, take out yours.
Okay, that will be his goal here. We'll see if he can do it. Right now, Blue Buff is under contention, but Dragon is being picked up by Velocity. I think they're happy to grab that trade, honestly, and that has been picked up. Their Dragon goes to them, and Ink burns Smite for it. Blue Buff on Hamda is, actually it's not even on Hamda. I think DKBnet got it with the poison on Twitch. Not sure if that was really on purpose here, but Velocity, there's actually no wards at all on Baron, and neither team has controlled that yet.
I hope that was not on purpose, because that would be far, far a greater tool on Hamda. Not only is he the most fed, but he also is the poke champion that's going to want to be able to continuously fire off those shock blasts, whereas Twitch really just looking to be the AD support from afar. He does have that Infinity Edge, though.
Yeah.
So he's got the potential to crit everyone on your team. You could be rolling the dice here, looking for that the lucky shot that's going to mean everyone drops a quarter of their HP, but still going to have to get through all of that armor and all of that tankiness that is the front line of Velocity here. You can see
Bina opens up on a Maple Street in the mid lane. Look at the damage of it. Maple Street might just win this battle anyway. Oh, the ult comes across. NK Inc. finds the kill. They trade back, though.
Yep, both of them have dots. Both of them end up dropping. Maple Street did flash away, but it wasn't going to be enough. So, even trade. Both AD carries off the field. That's actually good for Velocity, because TSB really counting on the Twitch crits and the poke from Hamda. The poke hasn't been here, so now neither are the crits.
And there we go. The turret's going to go down. This will be number 5 for Velocity. They are looking to control this game right here and strangle it out. They've got vision control over Baron. They're actually camping near the Lizard Buff and moving their way over. The Salabar needs to find some way to react right now. All they can do is push down the mid lane and look for maybe a third turret kill finally.
Chris actually staying in that top lane. He's farming the double golems right now, and he's going to make a look to come from the rear. This could be an engage from Velocity if they caught a nice light binding, but we don't want to overextend or anything. If your Lux does get caught out, you could still get bursted down real quick.
Okay, so right now Velocity hold on to a 5,500 gold lead. They've been in control for most of this game. Maple Street got first blood. They've been doing very, very well. Vile Rose just sweeps out the mid lane, clears everything down, and they feel like they've stopped taking damage from the Jace poke. It feels like he's been hitting people less overall, and E Honda hasn't been chunking people out of this battle. And you're seeing Velocity just start controlling and scaling through this.
The problem with Shock Blast as your poke is that it will hit the first champion it comes into contact with, and now that Chris and NK Inc. have built so much armor, they'll just stand in front and body block every single shot blast. They'll play catch, they'll grab those things every day. They don't care about hitting that because TSB's only hope is something landing on both Maple Street and Vile Rose. At this point, Salad Bar are really just, they're going to have to look for a flash crescendo on Draven and Deluxe to be able to pull one out. If they can get that and just explode the damage output here from Velocity, then they'll have a chance, and they'll have a 5-man team left over to try and take down these raid bosses that are NK Inc. and Chris.
We'll see if they can drop some purples for him, because they might just need the items to catch up in this game. The wards have been swept again by Velocity. Maple Street swept out the minions in the bottom lane and returned home to the rest of his team in the mid lane after he kills Wraith. No big deal there.
All right, so we have Phantom Dancer and Infinity Edge combo now. At least there'll be a higher chance of these crits for DKB net, but he still is going to need that last Whisper before he's really able to make a showing like we saw at late game Twitch before.
And this could be interesting. So, late game Twitch, no armor pen just yet. You've mentioned how many times just the armor stack is so difficult to deal with from Velocity. Yerson, of course, building tank, not a lot of damage either.
Yeah, and now we have the same duo of Renekton and Draven trying to pull out a Baron, and they get it so quickly. That ultimate from Nasus is just map objectives in a bottle.
Yeah, indeed. So beautiful job there, Velocity. Do pick that one up quite successfully, and now it's their time to move on forward. And look at this. Pushing in, they have Baron buff. Have not gone back to buy, but that's just fine. They'll just take the stats from Baron and push on in. Got the region against the poke. They're up against the front door.
They've got Baron buff, and they are knocking hard. Huff and Pluff, and they're going to blow this turret down.
Down to about 2/3 health. The damage might come across. No flash crescendo just yet. The Salvar holding on to minions, but again, half health turret. One more time, and that turret falls over.
Plus, they are just itching to tower dive. You can see there, as soon as Vile Rose lands a combo on actually anyone, even if you land it on the Kennen or the Xin Zhao, which are the two most tanky champions, Velocity are ready to go for the kill.
Vile Rose got chunked super low, had to burn flash, and there comes the engage. DKBnet pops his ult to try to deal more damage here, but there's no one to actually fight right now. So actually a wasted spray and pray here.
Well, they still have low Vile Rose, so there's a small chance, you know, a sneaky flash crescendo, like I said, that would land on both Maple Street and Vile Rose. You know, it'd just be bonus points if it hits everybody else, but if they get those two, the possibility to finish off Vile Rose before he's able to combo is still alive for Salad Bar, and another Shock Blast just threading the needle here.
Vile Rose puts the ult out, trying to deal some damage right here. Doesn't quite land too much. The bind does come through. There's a Stranglethorns as well. They're just pushing TSB back, and Mina gets light binded while stealth. Cannot re-engage in that. However, it did force Velocity back, so good defense there by Salad Bar.
So right there is exactly why I always say Zyra is the amazing counter-initiate, because that Stranglethorn's not that great being the first tool to be used. You know, it's not that great of an initiator because it takes so long for the knock-up to come through. It's 2 seconds of free time for the other team to just walk back to their turret, get out of range of that one.
All right, so instead, Velocity will just take more control of the objectives. They've taken the Dragon down again. TSB got the very, very first one, but since then, I feel like Velocity's had complete control, and instead to look for the right-hand side turret, they've now got all 6 outer turrets. Only inhib turrets remain here for them to push down, and this could be tough for the Salad Bar. A little bit of damage up into Maple Street, but everyone else is pretty healthy.
They're trying to poke through. Vile Rose has learned his lesson. He's trying to keep Chris in between him and E Honda here. You can see the games, the mind games coming off. The shield also can almost block a full one of those. That was actually pretty impressive showing by the Death Cap Lux.
There we go, the damage comes across, they find Hiroshi, he's gonna pop the ult and try to peel. Chris has jumped into the back line, Grosjeano comes across as well. DK Bennett gets just destroyed in that fight though. Chris will fall, who's gonna happen now? It's Ghost Zero running away, 2 dead so far, 2 for 1. This is very, very good for VES. Maple Street knocked into turret range, but he's so tanky because of the lifesteal, he's fine. They've killed 3 for 1, and now only Ghost Zero is holding the base alive. This is so good for Velocity. They find they find their first inhibitor this game.
Oh, Chris finally goes down though due to tower aggro. No purples dropped though, and it looks like there's going to be no extra loot for TSB and no extra base. 2 inhibitors are going to be down.
That is so good for Velocity. I mean, game 1 looked rough, game 2 was tough, and game 3 just might be enough. They're looking to close this one out.
It will be enough. All you need is 3, and you get to go on here. I mean, all you need is 2.
Yeah.
And you get to go on here. That's going to be the 3rd inhibitor turret going down, but they're going to leave that inhibitor standing as everybody on Solid Bar are respawning with home guards at this point.
They are. We see a number of them on their lineup here. Total of 3 so far. Velocity Esports looking to speed things up right here. They're going to take down the red buff as well and then recall on back to base. Of course, they do have complete control at this point. 12,000 gold now, a very, very large margin over their opponents. You look at the gold individually, even their support has 9,000, more than 3/5 of the Salad Bar.
More than 3/5 of the Salad Bar. This has got to be the biggest discrepancy in power that we've seen at any point in any of the games between these two teams. You really have to feel for Salad Bar right now because it seems like they're a little bit down and they're looking for something fishy here as they have an Oracles and they're going bush camping. But Velocity aren't going to fall for this one. They send out the sneaky Ghost. They also are using Zyra to scout bushes. They're not going to throw this one away. They don't want to make that rookie mistake and get caught out with a single person running into those bushes.
No, they're running towards the top lane, though, of course, the only inhibitor left alive. No split push required. Just take the 3rd one down. Minions will do it for you. The Salad Bar are stuck inside their own base, clearing out the bottom side of the map. But here comes a big minion wave. They're looking for the top half.
They're looking at it, and they're going to walk right up to it. Salad Bar just doing a little house cleaning here, trying to get the last wave of minions down. And they have to engage right now because they can't wait. Time is working against them. Their inhibitors are down. They can't let any more go. They've got to pull the trigger here. Lightning Rush is down, though, so they won't have the Kennen initiate.
Well, they burned the Strangle Thorns. Maybe that's enough for them. Poking down Vile Rose, the inhibitor down to about 2/3. Will they re-engage? Chris with a shield, though, says, no, I'm not going to take any damage, thank you very much. Shock Blast comes across, hits 3, and taking some damage. Light Binding hits on the DK BNet. That's not good for that lineup. Another shield comes across, actually the Lock of the Iron Solari. Another fight might just happen. Minions now at the bottom side, knocking on the Nexus door. Chris goes in the back line. DK BNet has popped the ultimate. The ult comes off as well. RC Slash falls over. Maple Street finds that with the snipe, and the 3rd inhibitor is gone, and a 5 versus 4 in the enemy base.
3 inhibitors down. That is too much for Salad Bar at this point. All they can do are clear out minions, trying to battle super minions coming at them from every angle, and it's really the entire map at this point. It belongs to Velocity.
It does indeed. So we'll see what they can do with that ownership if they can close the game out with this one.
Well,
there's just farming.
30 seconds left on Baron, so they are probably just going to play the safe bet here and force TSB out of their base. If you don't even start Baron, if you just sit around Baron and force Salad Bar to stand there, then minions will win the game for you, literally. So Salad Bar really have no choice. They have to give it up, and the purple buffed up Velocity will probably be making a repeat appearance pretty soon.
That's so unfortunate, because I think the Salad Bar was hoping to get purples from killing the raid bosses, but it's Velocity's going to get it this time around from killing Baron. So the map is definitely on their side here. The raid boss of Baron does indeed give them the purples they desire, and no one is even trying to stop that. Velocity will have this one, and they'll look for the game-winning push.
It should be pretty easy of a bit of a steamroll. Going to head right down the middle here as we have the pain train. Chris and NK Inc. probably could just tank up these double turrets, no problem. And Salad Bar are going to have a very, very tough fight on their hands extremely soon.
And this could be rough for the Salabar. This is the last chance for them to hold on to their LCS hopes. Viros takes some nice damage there from DKBnet. The knockup is there. Honda has to flash away. Hirishin getting forced back. Goes here with a nice ult. Chris off to the side. Oh, the snipe comes out and finds one. Honda's going to fall down as well. And here comes the battle. Hirishin pops Zonia's. DKBnet trying to cleave through everybody, but just does not have the damage. Everybody is falling over. Velocity Esports looking to take down Game 3, looking to take down the Nexus, and they will close it out. They will move on to